Mario Party 10 does not work. DuckTales actually worked a few times, and it stopped working. And in the picture I saw, this. This is one of those Holy Grail items. So excited to finally get into the collection. Alright, hello there everyone. I got some pickups here, and it is the start of garage sale season. So that's about the time I'm recording this, when garage sales are just starting up. I haven't found too many things so far, but I did get a few pickups, so I'm happy to be out there, doing garage sales again. It's always great. You start to miss it after a while. And then, of course, when you're out driving around and not having found anything after going to 4 or 5 sales, then you remember why you didn't miss it. You gotta keep persevering. Keep getting those pickups, because eventually you do find stuff. First, the big one, the N64 boxes. This is another purchase from eBay. I'm still kind of doing these purchases from the seller who's selling off their... I assume they were a game store, and they have these box games, which, none are in perfect condition, but a lot of them are pretty good, and they're offering a nice bundle of like 5 or 6 of them for about $5 or $6 a piece. So I'm really happy to keep getting these, boosting my Super Nintendo and N64 box collection. Okay, so we got those N64 boxes here. The first one being Wipeout 64. You can see there it's got a rip on the top. Not too bad, but there was a label there that I was taking off. I don't think I ripped it. I think it was ripped underneath. All these ones that I've ordered from this guy have had, I guess not all of them, but most of them had a label here. And most of the time it comes off okay, but sometimes it does rip it up. But not too bad otherwise, actually. No, nothing too bad there. It's certainly, these boxes are in conditions where it's like, get in the collection and I think they're going to look good. They're not perfect, but if I replace it eventually, I will. And that might be something I do later on, replacing the bad boxes. But I'm curious if other people do that too, because of course you're going to find bad boxes. You're not going to find perfect boxes. Especially if you're getting, used and not sealed stuff. So we also got Waylay Country Golf. You can see that one's got a sticker on there. I didn't really do too much to it. It was already like that. You can see someone tried to peel it off, but not too concerned. I think a very common golf game there. I see a lot. WCW versus NWO World Tour box. This one's pretty good condition, actually. There's a little bit of ripping there. And I think... Now, the sides are actually pretty good on this one. So, very nice there. Then we got WCW NWO Revenge. This one is pushed in on the top, and you can see it's got some badness on the top there, but not too bad. And those are all empty, so I'm still looking for games for those. And then we got Winback, Covert Operations. This one's actually pretty rough on the front. Might be able to see. And the top there. Oh, it's also coming out there. But otherwise, not too bad. I think it is a little faded on the back. But I did have the game there, so I was able to get that. And then we got Wave Race 64 as the final one. And I also had the game for that, so I'll be putting that on my shelf. But pretty good for the most part on these boxes, and I'm really happy to boost my N64 box collection. I've been mostly getting Super Nintendo, but they've also had some N64 lots, so grabbing those where I can as much as possible. Okay, so before I get to some of the garage sale stuff, here you can see these are actually from the Nintendo store. They have that rewards program that you can sign up for where, you can get the points. It's like the My Nintendo points. And I've been kind of messing around with that, just getting the points where I could and looking at the prizes and stuff, the rewards, I should say. And I might still continue to check it out because there's sweepstakes. And I think it's worth it to try to enter those. But I had so many points, and they do expire, unfortunately. So I was like, I'll just buy some stuff. And of course, you can redeem them to get the item for free, but then you have to pay for shipping. So I got 2 items. It was about like $4 or $5 of shipping. I got these Paper Mario Origami King postcards here. Okay. So yeah, you can see those. That's actually just the top one. Actually didn't realize these cards are kind of cool looking with the style there. I think all the backs are the same. I haven't played Origami King. I haven't heard too many good things about it, but still some interesting stuff there. Interesting little postcards, though. And I'm interested I'm trying to think of what to do with postcards, or like, I guess just cards in general like these. Because I found that I've gotten a few from collector's editions and some pre-order stuff, so I might try to get like a binder or something and put them all together instead of, just keeping them with each individual set and not really collecting them as a whole. But we'll see. And then I also got this Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury, little keychain Mario. The My Nintendo stuff, the rewards, like, a lot of them aren't great. Some are DLC and mostly like stickers and stuff like that. So I'm curious to know if anyone else has really gone after it. I know it used to be better in the past, but nowadays it seems to be a lot of this kind of stuff. So I'm interested to hear what other people do, and I'll probably at least keep an eye on it myself. We'll see if I ever actually get anything super great, but still, those are kind of cool anyway. The next two are from a flea market I regularly go to, and got Donkey Kong Land for $5. Pretty scratched up, as you can see. Well, ripped and faded, but didn't have it, and $5 seemed a pretty good price. And here's a nice little deal. I got this really nice condition Dreamcast controller, blue, for $10. I was pretty surprised they had it so low and such good condition too. So very happy to get that. And I recently got a Dreamcast last year, and I just have a regular white one, but now I have two controllers with this blue. Very nice, very nice. And now we get to some of my purchases from some stores. I went to Best Buy and picked up this Monster Hunter Iceborne CD case, or Switch case. I'm not even really sure how the Switch is supposed to go in there. The Switch cartridge, I should say. But I bought it because it was like $4. It was on like their clearance rack, and it was like $4. So picked it up. Why not? And speaking of that, they did have the coin set discounted, so went ahead and picked up 3 of them. And these are pretty cool, I thought anyway. You got the name of it on the back and the coins there in the front. But I definitely wanted one for myself, and they were $10 a piece. So I went ahead and picked up just 3. They had a stack of like 10 left, but most of them, the little plastic on the bottom was broken. Like on the top, it was broken. So went ahead and just bought 3 that looked like they were still good. Why not? It's definitely something that for $10, I definitely wanted one for my collection. And then, if I find later on that I can trade them or whatever, that's worth it to buy them. Speaking of that, I also bought some more $5 games from Five Below. Just whenever I see them sealed, I'm gonna buy them just to have a few. I'm still kind of going with that trade-in idea, or maybe selling them later down the line. So nothing too crazy though. They had Scribblenauts Mega Pack, especially something like a Mega Pack. Usually when there's more than one game and something, it does pretty good. But picked up 2 copies of that. And then I also picked up Deus Ex Mankind Divided Day 1 Edition. Final stuff with just the garage sale stuff that I mentioned. I was paid $1 for this. It says 2 on it, just one of the Xbox 360 keyboard attachments. I'm actually not even sure how much these are worth, but chat pad is what it's called. Seemed like it was worth it. Here's kind of an interesting one. This was that like an estate sale. They had the Game Shark 2 V2 for PS2 and PS1. Price on these is pretty surprising. Spider-Man 2 paid 50 cents for. It's a little messed up, but it's worth about 10, 12, so not too bad. It was a kind of disappointing one. Paper Mario, just the case, nothing else. I'm forgetting the name right now, but it's like Habitat for Humanity. That's what I'm thinking of. There is one of the stores around here. It had like a small media place in the back. I don't know if there was even another game in there, but there was this just sitting on a shelf. A good game to have an empty case for, if you ask me. Another garage sale, got Exit DS for $2. Sealed. That's the only reason I picked it up. Not worth much even sealed, but that's another one that I'll hold on to. I just can't, if it's a few bucks and it's sealed, I'm gonna buy it no matter what it is. Just because, why not? And I believe I got this from a pawn shop, Death by Degrees. That's for the collection. So that's it for this set.
Feel the power of my magic!
It's a gun.
Magic!
It's a gun.
Magic!
Alright, here's my pickups for this weekend. As you can see, lucky on 2 garage sales that I'm very happy to have gotten to. This first pickup on the left here, as you can see, looks pretty good, but it's actually not quite as good as you'd think. Basically a Wii pickup at a garage sale. They just had it out on a table. My first Wii of the year. I'm sure I'll be getting many more, as I usually do, but works just fine. It was a little dirty, but cleaned it up. Came with a white Wii Motion Plus controller, which is always nice, since those are worth a little more than a regular controller. And the games were kind of the kind of sad thing. Weird anyway, because as you can see here, there's quite a few Wii U games here, which that doesn't really make sense that they would sell Wii with a bunch of Wii U games, but they were all just in a stack with the system, and the sticker on it said system plus games, $20. Obviously, I'm going to pick that up. $20 worth it just for the Wii. But let me kind of go over it. We have some lower value ones. Naked Brothers Band. I think this is the only actually Wii game in the bundle. We got Assassin's Creed 3 for Wii U, Epic Mickey 2. And you might be able to see on some of these, you might start to see why maybe this isn't such a good deal as it should be. This is actually empty, the Skylanders. So just this case on that. And then Nintendo Land. Show you the disc on. This disc is pretty good, actually. But we get to kind of the sad part. Mario Party 10 does not work. A lot of these have like some holes. I'm not even sure where it is on this one. I guess in the top right, you can kind of, or top left, sorry, you can kind of see it. I don't know if you guys will be able to see through the disc on that, but sadly, I did test all of them. Of course, I cleaned them. When I got these, a lot of them were crammed into the Mario Kart case that you'll see soon. So they're definitely getting scratched up. They definitely weren't taken care of. So unfortunately, a lot of them just have that issue, and it's kind of crazy. So they don't look bad. So I was kind of surprised that some of them didn't work, because they don't really look bad, but they just have the tiniest of marks on them, and I guess just that mark on the top. I've looked it up that that top, if it's scratched enough, it can open it up to where it'll degrade. And sadly, the DuckTales actually worked a few times, but then it stopped working. So I might hold on to it just as a copy for myself, but otherwise it looks really good. There's like one little piece missing right there, but just doesn't work. Most of the time when I put it in, it says cannot read disk or invalid disk. And when it sees it, it loads up to the first screen, and then it gives an error. So pretty sad. All 3 of those have issues. This Donkey Kong Country also has issues. This Mario Kart 8 also has issues, which I was really surprised about. Look at that disc. Like I don't know if the light's really gonna catch it, but I can't really see anything wrong with it. I mean, it is dirty, I guess. Man, I don't know. You know, let me know if what kind of issues you've had with Wii U discs. But I haven't had too much trouble. But then I also don't get a lot of Wii U discs, so can't say too much there. Yeah, definitely sad about that. It doesn't work. And see, here's the weird one, because this new Super Mario Brothers, plus Luigi, apparently they really hate Luigi because they tore that out. maybe not. But look at this one. I'm sure it'll show up from the light, but you can see all the holes in this. It works fine. You know, maybe it won't work after a while of being used, but I tried it 3 or 4 times, played a little bit of it. You know, it works, but it doesn't look like it should work, right? So, not sure I'm going to do on that. I might still try to sell it because I do already have a copy of it. And you know, maybe I'll hope that if I disclose it, whoever buys it will be okay with it, but we'll see. Might not be able to sell it, but also got Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric, and that does work fine, and the disc looks okay on that one, so not too surprised on that. Case is a little grungy, and Splatoon also works fine, and disc looks good on that one too. And yeah, and of course these had cases, and they were in the cases, so maybe that helped. But yeah, a little sad, a little surprised just by how much didn't work. But good thing I paid $20 because obviously the controller is good. The Wii, that's worth $20 right there. So I'll take the loss if I have to. This next pickup was just very awesome because this was a garage sale that's where the person kind of has like a little shop. They just get things every so often, a lot of antiques, old books and stuff. And so I think I'd only been there once, and most of the time I don't even bother going towards it. But I decided to try it out again because they had reposted a more recent picture. And in the picture I saw this in the side. And I figured, well, that's probably like some third party, you know, knockoff Game Boy, you know, type of thing. But I was very lucky because it was not. And this baby works. I tested it out with a few games. Works just fine. You can see that, you know, it's got a little scuffing on the front. And of course some of the back's not great, but otherwise it's got the battery cover and it works. So very happy to get a Game Boy Pocket. This is my first one. So very exciting. And this little bundle here was $10. It was really nice. I was surprised that I basically picked out what I wanted from the stuff he had. It was a bit disorganized, of course, as you expect, and a bunch of loose CDs stacked up. So I kind of went through and picked out what I wanted. Picked out this controller as well. I haven't tested it, but it looks to be working pretty good. Stick feels okay. It was very dirty, but I cleaned it up. And got that. Grabbed the Game Boy Pocket, grabbed a few games. And the guy just wanted $10 for it. You know, I didn't haggle or anything. I just said, how much for all this? And he looked at it for a bit. $10. Perfect. You know, that's exactly what I want to pay. So here's what I picked up. For the collection, actually, Army Men World War. I don't know, I'm showing the back. PS1 game. I will pick up the loose for the collection. Just because, why not? Especially when it's so cheap. Walt Disney World Magical Racing Tour, another one for the collection. I picked up this Legend of Dragoon Disc 4. It's got a big sticker on it, as you can see. And I think that is over the entire front, so I don't know if I'll try to get that off, but, you know, an RPG like that, I'm going to pick up a loose disc. Especially since I do have the case for this, actually. So that gives me 1 of 4 discs. Who knows if I'll complete it, but for the cheap price, I will pick it up, of course. And this was actually inside of this driver, so I didn't technically buy it, but ATV Off-Road Fury for PS2. I picked this up, but I'm not going to add it to the collection, even though I do need it. It's the double pack, which does have like a slipcover, but it's missing the manuals. It's supposed to have 2 manuals, and I think it comes with a sticker and something like that too. but it's also missing the first disc for Driver 2. So yeah, it's just missing too much for me to justify putting it in my collection. You know, I think it's fine that I picked it up, but I'm not gonna bother adding it in for now. You know, but I mean, you look at that, it's, you know, what, 5 games, a Gameboy Pocket, and an N64 controller for $10. That's great. I have one more pickup that I want to show. This one is a personal buy from a friend of mine, so I'm not going to disclose the price, but I did pay up for it, obviously, once you see what it is. But this is one of those holy grail items that I'm so excited to finally get into the collection, especially as my PS2 collection grows. You know, I'm up above 600 games, so I'm very happy to start knocking out some of these big, expensive items. We got Dot Hack Quarantine Final Chapter. Very, very nice. I do have Dot Hack Infection, and I have GU 1, 2, and 3, but definitely this was going to be the hardest one to get. Maybe the Dot Hack GU Part 1 that comes with a Hasio figure. That might be difficult, but this one, definitely hard to find, hard to get, expensive game. It is complete. He took good care of it. So it's all there. I tested it as well just to confirm it. Beautiful though. Very happy to get that in the collection. Yeah. It's kind of amazing once you start getting these big hitters, you know, for your collection. When you're going for a full set, because, you know, like I said, I have like 600 games, and, you know, I have some good games. I have, you know, the Silent Hills. I have a few RPGs in there. That's up there, but not as much as that guy. And that's all I have for the pickups for now, but a very exciting garage sale weekend, and I'm happy to keep going and start picking up some more Wiis. Why not?